Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening. How y'all doing? Welcome to Work It Out Wednesday. Hello, Portia. How you doing? What's good? What's good, y'all? What's good? Um, this is Work It Out Wednesday. I am Nursey, a blessed RN, and I'm here to help you with dosage calculations. How are y'all doing? It's the middle of the week. Y'all check in. How's it going? Hey, hey, hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, I'm tired. I still got on my elite employee uniform slash boss slash CEO top. I was taking patients today and I don't know, I'm tired, but here we are. We're gonna get through this tonight. So what y'all what are y'all going through? Because I've been seeing your comments and I appreciate your likes, your follows, the subscribers. If you did not know, I do have a YouTube channel as well. So the live that is occurring now is on YouTube. Hey YouTube, and the replay will be available just as soon as this study session is over with. So if you have a problem that you want to rewatch, it'll be on my YouTube channel, the same name, A Blessed RN. This is my tutoring website, and I do offer private tutoring. I also have resources on there. So if you go to abrntutoring.com/resources, there are study questions, study sheets, and like a dimensional analysis kind of breakdown as well. So I'm working on trying to get some more things out there for you guys to study because we fighting back against dosage count. Somebody says dosage count was throwing those hands. I'm like, sis, fight back. Fight back. Get up. Get up in my meat meal voice. Get up. Come on. It's gonna be okay. Alrighty, so y'all go ahead and double tap for me. Let the algorithm know that we are here and we are going to study. I'm going to get my content pulled up and connected, and we're going to start. It had me in the chokehold. Get up, Glenda. How are you doing? How did you do? Med surge is a toughie, but hey, you made it here. You're still here. That's all that matters. I'm working with my preceptor. I just did a 12 hours. I'm so tired, but I have my doses. I don't know if it's Tamara or Tamara because I don't like you people's name wrong, but you'll get through it. Get through it. Just fight through it. You'll have a break soon. Get your breath and just keep going. Fumi, hey, skin intellectual. I'm trying. That's why I'm here. Okay, that's all we ask you to do is try. Do you work during the weekend? I think I need a one-on-one. I don't work on the weekends. Well, I do if somebody asks me to, like with Reliatran, but I don't have any scheduled. So yeah, if you send me a message, we can talk about scheduling a one-on-one. Okay. All right. Okay. Can I do titrations? Are you talking about like the cardiac and critical drips? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about heparin titration? Why hope is that in there? Sound like they're coughing up a lung. Okay. Alrighty, so y'all feel free to answer in the comments. This is a safe place, safe space, okay? So I know sometimes you might feel intimidated, even though you paying your tuition dollars to speak up in class. But if you have a question, just ask, okay? So we start off slow with metric conversions and, some fractions and stuff like that, and then we get into a little bit harder stuff. Okay, now where were all these requests when I was asking for them? I came on earlier. I came on Sunday night and I asked, hey, y'all got any requests for Wednesday? And here y'all go. Can you do this one? But yeah, I have all types of problems on here tonight. So like I said, we're gonna start off slow and then we'll build it up. Okay, all right. So metric conversion, 1,567,896 micrograms equals how many grams? All right, so we know that we can convert a microgram to a milligram and then a milligram to a microgram. So this isn't going to be divided by 1,000. It's going to be divided. Yeah, it's more zeros on there because it's 2 steps, because it's going from milligram, which is 1,000, then going from milligram to gram, which is 1,000. So we'll have to write down our conversion factors, and I'll write down my puzzle pieces on the side so I know what I'm working with. Okay. I feel like that helps you to kind of get your brain dump out so you're not having to remember. You can just see it. I'm a visual person, so maybe that tip kind of helps you. Okay. So we'll do 1 gram equals 1,000 milligrams. And then we know that 1 milligram equals 1,000 micrograms. So I always start with what it is that I'm looking for, which is going to be gram. Okay. So I will use this puzzle piece right here. I start with what I'm looking for and I put it on the top. You start with what you're looking for. You don't have to go and find it. Okay. It's a little country, but hey, you get what I'm saying. All right. 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. If you got milligrams on the bottom, you need milligrams on the top. So then we can use this puzzle piece. 1 milligram is 1,000 micrograms. So then milligrams crosses out. Now we got micrograms at the bottom. So now we can put our long number. I don't know where I came from with this number. I was just trying to be dramatic, I guess. You get the picture. So now all that's left is grams. Maybe, I don't know, I didn't do the math in a calculator. Yeah, you divide it twice. So yeah, you would move the decimal space over 6 times instead of 3 times if you were doing it in that method. But I didn't want to confuse anybody. So I just wanted to show you how you would set it up in the calculator. So speaking of the calculator, you see how that number is like 7 digits long? I'm not going to write that down twice and risk writing it down and put it in the calculator wrong, because we need all of our points. Y'all have told me you needed 95 and 100s and all of that. So we need to get it right on the first try. The less steps that you take, the less mistakes you're likely to make. So we're going to do the calculator trick on every one of these. We're not going to use our pens and our pencils every time we do this. After we set the problems up, we're going to go straight to the calculator and keep it in there. So all your numbers at the top, you enter them and you press multiply in between. So we'll do 1 times 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 96. Divide. Once you get to the top line, you press divide. Then it's 1,000. Divide 1,000, and there are no more. So it's going to be 1.567896 grams. And then if this asks you, so boom, boom. Hey, Nurse Kevin, that is your NCLEX passer extraordinaire. That's the guy who you need to go to for your nursing style questions, your test taking strategies, your prioritization, your delegation, all things passing the NCLEX. He's got you. Nurse Kevin, the boot nurse. I think he's got a session coming up May 3rd through the 5th too. So, I mean, dude know what he's talking about. And like, you know, he says on his live, he didn't pass in several times, and he was like, he figured it out. So he's helping folks pass left and right. Get with them or get left, baby. All right. So anywho, if we are rounding this to the nearest tenth, what would our answer be? Everybody good with rounding? Is everybody good with rounding? 1.6 is correct. You two really helping me get back. Oh, yes. I'm not good with rounding. Okay, Navy vet. So what I do when I say round right. So if it asks you to round to, okay, so we got this number right here. This is your whole number. This is the tenths place. And this is the hundredths. I can't, hundreds with the TH. So if it tells you to round to the nearest whole number, you look at that place and then you go one place over. So you go to the 10th. If that number is 4 and below, then that number stays the same. That's your whole number. If it's 5 and above, then you bump it up. So if we were asking to round 1.56 to the nearest whole number, what would our answer then be? Andy, I follow you on IG. I need to find you on other platforms. Same name. Same name, a blessed RN. Just IG had I had to put all those dots in because I guess somebody else had it. But Facebook is a blessed RN. Yes, just in case they take this away from us, it's TikTok, okay? So yeah, all right. So yes, if you round this to the nearest whole number, it'd be 1.6. All right. So that was cool. Boom. So here we go with fractions because yeah, we haven't used fractions since elementary school, right? So we want to convert 10 and 4/5 to a improper fraction because right now this is called a mixed fraction. Mixed, right? And we want to do an improper fraction. So what you would do is your big number, which is your whole number, and then you have your fraction. You have the numerator, which is at the top, and the denominator, which is at the bottom. You're going to multiply your big number and your denominator. So that's going to be 50, right? Then you're going to add your numerator to it. So 4. So that's going to be 54, and then you put it over your denominator. So 54/5. Okay. So the big number, you multiply it times that denominator, and then you add the numerator to it. And then you always put it over the denominator. So 54/5. Yeah. And then people will ask, so how do you convert numbers that you have to a decimal? You put, to a percent, you put it over 100. Percent is per 100. So if you had 50%, you put it 50 over 100. And then you can divide it and reduce it down to the lowest terms. Okay. So let's do this one using the method that we just did. So this is metric, so household, right? And we have 2 2/3 cups, and we need to know how many milliliters is that. So we need to write down our conversions to the side. So first, we know that 1 cup is 8 ounces. Okay. We also know that 1 ounce is 30 mLs. Okay. So if we are looking for milliliters, which is our goal, we always start with what we're looking for, right? All right. So we'll start with this puzzle piece that has milliliters in it. So we'll put it on the top. 30 mLs is 1 ounce. You have ounces at the bottom, so you need ounces at the top. So then we'll use this puzzle piece. 8 ounces is 1 cup. So ounces crosses out. Now we got cups at the bottom, so we need cups at the top. So look at this. We need to change this to an improper fraction, okay? So what we'll do is you have your big number and then you have your fraction. So we'll multiply the big number in the denominator, then add the numerator. So that's going to be 6 plus 2. So that'll be 8, and then we'll put it over our denominator, 8/3. So 8/3 cups, okay? And cups crosses out. So just like we had the 8 on the top and the 3 in our fraction, that's exactly how you set it up in the problem. So we'll do all of our numbers across the top, multiply, and then divide 1, divide 1, divide 3. And that's how we'll put it into the calculator. So we'll do 30 times 8 times 8 divided by 3. And that's going to be 640 milliliters. Yeah. What y'all think about it? Y'all let me know. I loved fractions. I don't know. I like all kind of math, but fractions I really like too. Now, the type of math that I did not like was like when they put i's and integers and all that stuff, and I'm like, and sine and cosine and log and all that. I don't like those. Okay. Hey, Jazzy. Paris said that was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, then. Well, let's move on. Alrighty. So this is an oral dose. A nurse is preparing I forgot how to do this. Thank you for the refresh. You're welcome. You're welcome. So a nurse is preparing to administer drug H, 750 milligrams by mouth daily. Available is drug H, 250 milligrams per teaspoon. How many mLs should the nurse administer? All right, so we need to figure out the first step. What is this question asking me? It says how many mLs. So I'm going to write my goal. Boom, milliliters. Okay, so now I got to do my puzzle pieces. Am I doing ped, safe dose, and therapeutic? I have some of those. I sure do. All right, so we have 750 milligrams that is ordered, and then available is our puzzle piece of 200 milligrams per teaspoon. So we are looking for milliliters. We are supposed to start with what we're looking for, right? But we don't have a milliliter nowhere in sight. But we know that we can convert milliliters to teaspoons, right? So 5 milliliters is 1 teaspoon. Now we got teaspoon at the bottom. We need teaspoon at the top because what's on the bottom has to cross out with what's on the top. And everything has to go except for what we're looking for. So we already got our goal. So everything else has to cross out and go. Okay, so we use this puzzle piece right here. Now teaspoon is at the bottom here, but we can flip it. So just like you try to figure out a puzzle and you have to like manipulate how you put it in there, you can flip this, but you cannot separate it. It has to stay together. So we'll do teaspoon, 250 mgs. Teaspoon crosses out. Now we've got milligrams at the bottom. We need milligrams at the top. So 750 milligrams, and it's not with anybody. It's by itself, so we'll put it over 1. Milligrams crosses out, and now you're left with what you're looking for, which is milliliters. All right, so we'll do 5 times 750 divided by 250. I don't put the ones in. I was just showing you, more so showing you how I would put all my numbers. The ones don't make a difference, right? So 15 mLs is what the nurse should administer. You got it right. So Val, 3 teaspoons would be 15 milliliters, but it's asking for milliliters. So I don't want you to, you always give the question what it's asking for. Nothing more, nothing less. You had the math right because technically 15 mLs is 3 teaspoons, but you have to give it what it's asking. Okay, so let's see here. You just didn't do the rest. Okay. Okay, so now we got a milli equivalent because people are like, well, what about a milli equivalent? What about it? It's just changing the unit of measure because you can't measure potassium, which is an electrolyte, in a milligram. It has to be in a milli equivalent, just like some stuff is measured with moles or milligrams or units. Like heparin is available in units, and like Pitocin is milliunits. Okay, it's just changing the unit of measure. That's it. Do it the same way. If you line up your units and cross them out, you can do it the same exact way. We just did fractions and conversions, and we are not doing nothing different. So you just line them up and cross them out. All right. So it says potassium gluconate, 2 milliequivalents per kilogram per dose by mouth every 12 hours. The patient weighs 50 pounds. Potassium gluconate is available in the concentration of 25 milliequivalents per 5 mLs. How many milliequivalents should the nurse administer per dose? And we're going to round to the tenths, okay? So it says how many milliequivalents per dose is what we're looking for. So we want milliequivalents on the top and dose on the bottom. So what do we have? Our patient's weight. So this is a weight-based problem. So think PPP. Patient, prescription, your product. So our patient's weight is 50 pounds. And I'm not going to touch it. And don't you touch it either. Y'all want to be so quick. Ooh, divided by 2.2. Let the math. Don't touch it. You add extra steps. Remember, the more steps you take, the more mistakes you make. All right. So boom. What's next? Our prescription, which is 2 milliequivalents per kilogram per dose. Now I want to point out to you that this right here, this every 12 hours, is the frequency. That is how often you give a dose, okay? That does not have any bearings on this problem because we know that it's 2 milliequivalents per kilogram is in one dose, all right? And that's what we're looking for, just one dose. So this part is going to be fluff on this question. It's not going to have any bearings. Now, if it asks how many milliequivalents per day, then you would need to consider the frequency because you need to see how many doses you would give in the whole day. I hope that makes sense. All right. What's the last thing? 25 milliequivalent per 5 milliliters. So if we are looking for milliequivalent per dose, right? And you've got a puzzle piece with milliequivalent and dose in it. Do you think that we need the milliequivalent per 5 ml puzzle piece? And DC Cheetah, I can pull up a heparin question for you. This is asking for milliequivalent and dose on the top. Dose on the bottom. We got milliequivalent and dose on the bottom right here, don't we? It's not asking anything about a milliliter. So if it's not asking anything about a milliliter, consider it fluff. That's how you identify the fluff. That's how you use the goal to identify what you need and what you do not need, okay? Boom. So we're looking for milliequivalents on the top and dose on the bottom. I'm going to use this puzzle piece. So 2 milliequivalents per kilogram per dose. All right. So we got milliequivalent and dose, but kilograms has to go, right? So our patient's weight is in pounds. So we'll do a conversion. 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. Kilograms is gone. And now we can do 50 pounds over 1. Your pounds crosses out and you have milliequivalents on the top and dose on the bottom. So we'll do 2 times 50 divided by 2.2. And that's going to be 45.45. And it says to round to the 10th. So if we round it to the 10th, what is our answer? Yep, that's it. 45.5 milliequivalents per dose. Y'all good with that one? I look, I need a pat on my back. I need some credit because y'all told me to fluff it up and I fluffed that thing up like a pillow. Hey. But no, seriously, do you understand why we don't use certain parts in here? I have got, yes, next semester. Okay. All right. Cool. Yep. I've been trying to add in stuff. I'm trying to be bad nursey, sneaking nursey. Nursey, like Nurse Kevin was saying in his live earlier. All right, sound like Michael Jackson. Here's a weight-based one. The medication order reads drug X 10 milligram. Drug X is 10 milligrams per kilogram per dose by mouth every 8 hours. The child weighs 47 kilograms. Drug med order is med error is available in the concentration of 200 milligrams per 5 mLs. How many milliliters of the drug will you administer to this child? Round to the nearest whole number. All right. So we're going to do just one dose because if it didn't ask for the whole day, I'm not going to do the whole day. I'm going to do a dose. Right. So we'll do our goal because it's dosage count. So milliliter. All right, so this is weight-based. Remember, PPP, patient prescription product. So our patient's weight is 47 kilograms. Our prescription is 10 milligrams per kilogram per dose, okay? And then, our medicine is 200 milligrams per 5 milliliter. All right, so if I'm looking for milliliter, I start with what I'm looking for. Ba-dow. So 5 ml over 200 mgs. And then we have milligrams on the bottom. I need milligrams on the top. So I use this one. So 10 milligrams per kilogram per dose. Okay. Milligrams crosses out. Now we've got kilogram and dose on the bottom. So we'll do 47 kilograms over 1. Your kilograms crosses out, and this is going to give you how many milliliters you would give in a dose. So we'll go to our handy dandy calculator. 5 times 10 times 47 divided by 200 equals 11.75. And we have to round this to the nearest whole number. So what is our answer? Yep. 12 mLs per dose. Yickety. Alrighty. So IV infusion. Order, infuse 800 mLs of normal saline over 45 minutes. What will the nurse set the IV pump to administer the bolus fluids dose? So remember, you can give an IV in a pump, well, via pump, which is electric pump. And that is your key word when you see IV pump for milliliters per hour. If you give it by gravity, your tubing would have to have a drip factor, which is calibrated on how many drips are in the drop chamber. So it would be drops per minute. This is IV pump. So our goal is going to be how many milliliters per hour we are going to put in the machine. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Glenda. Alrighty. So we have 800 mLs on the top. And 45 minutes, because remember, it's volume. How much of the fluid are you going to give over how long? So when it has all those it has this grams and all this milligrams and such in it, and it's every 12 hours, but it's to infuse over. So how many milliliters over how many minutes or over how many hours? So we've got milliliters at the top and we got minutes at the bottom. Milliliters can stay, but the minutes has got to go. So we'll put our minutes on the top and our hour on the bottom. We know that 60 minutes is in 1 hour. Minutes crosses out, and now we're at the goal. So we'll do 800 times 60 divided by 45. And that 800 times 60 divided by 45. And that's going to be that many milliliters per hour. So if we round to the nearest whole number, what will it be? Did you meant to put 11? So I was like, wait a minute. Did you mean to press that? You know, okay. So this is our answer. And we're rounding to the nearest whole number. So that's your decimal right there. Exactly. You read it already. That's why I was like, did you see that? Like, let me darken that up. Okay. So yeah. There you go. You round right. Okie dokie. So let's do this one. IV completion time. There is 730 mLs left in the bag, which is infusing at 75 milliliters per hour. How long will it take to complete the infusion? Answer in hours and minutes. If the current time at which the bag was assessed is 13:10, what time will the infusion be completed? Y'all like how I put that big word in there? Big word, big word. All right. So what we are looking for is time. That's what our goal is to find. So we need to see how long will it take for this IV bag to finish going. So how long will it take? And if it starts at 13:10, which is 1:10 in the afternoon, what time will it be done at? So this is a 2-part question. So the first part we need to know is how long. So when we have a time goal, our goal is going to be hour, because when we find the answer, the whole number, so it'll have a decimal in it, the whole number is going to be your hour, and everything behind the decimal is going to be your minutes. Okay, so what do we have? We have 730 milliliters that's left in the bag. Okay, boom. So then it's going at 75 milliliters per hour. So that's one thing. That's one relationship, one puzzle piece, okay? And we need to see how long it's going to take to finish it. So we are looking for hours. So if we're looking for hours, I'll use this puzzle piece. I'm going to flip it so I can have my hours at the top, and then we'll put 75 milliliters at the bottom. We've got milliliters at the bottom. I need milliliters at the top so it can cross out. So I'll use 730, put it over 1. Milliliters is gone. So now we've got hours and hours alone. So 730 divided by 75. Yours, mine's, and hours. I got 9.73 hours. And now we need to find out how many minutes that is. So remember, this part is your hour part. This part is your minute part. So we'll take everything behind the decimal and multiply it by 60 so we can find out the minutes. So 0.73 times 60 equals 43.8, which is going to be 44 minutes. So it'll take 9 hours and 44 minutes. So if we start at 13:10, which is our start time, and we add 09 and 44 minutes, you can't see my 10. So this is your hour side. And all this other stuff is running together. My bad. I got a little bit too excited. All right. And this is your minute side. We're going to add our minutes together. So 10 plus 44 is going to be 54. And then we'll add 13 plus 9, which would be what? 22. And so it'll be done at 22:54. Gigi got me sick. All this is just draining. Ugh, hate it. Okay, so how we feel about this one? We started off easy peasy lemon squeezy. Fool me. I see you in the comments putting in right answers. If y'all liking the live so far, go ahead, double tap that. Double tap that. Double tap that. Double tap that. Let's kick up the algorithm. Not too bad watching you work it out. But what about you doing it by yourself, Glenda? Do you think that you would be able to redo this problem like that? Because that is the goal. Like, I know you watching me and we're doing this together, but when you go into the classroom, y'all getting put in chokeholds, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Thank you. You made this one look super easy. Yeah, I'm working on it, Glenda. I am working on it. I am inching closer and closer and closer. I promise you. I promise you very, 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 very soon. We'll take one of those berries off. But soon. Yes, ma'am. Just yes, ma'am. Okay. I need more like this one because too much stuff makes me nervous. Then I shut down. Fool me. These are words and numbers. You are bigger than that. Small things to a giant, ma'am. All right. So let's see here. Ped safe dose. This is what y'all be for real tripping about. You let these little children intimidate y'all, but it's okay. So, drug D, 40.5 milligrams by mouth twice a day has been ordered. Okay. The child weighs 25. She said, yep. Don't let baby D punk you, okay? So let's see. The recommended safe dose is for drug D 2.5 to 5.5 milligrams per kilogram per dose, divided into even doses every 12 hours. Them children is bad. That's why you gotta give them some medicine so they can feel better. They cutting up because they don't feel good. All right. So that's what the Mimis and Pop-Pops say. They just don't feel good. Drug D is available in concentration 25 milligrams per milliliter. How many milliliters will you give per dose? Round to the nearest tenth. And is the ordered dose safe to give? Special gummies on the way. Y'all quit giving these children no gummies. All right. So this is what I want you to do when you have your safe dose. All right. The first thing we're going to do is determine what is safe. And you have a range. So a range consists of two numbers, your lower limit and your upper limit. Your lower limit is the least amount that is going to be able to be therapeutic. So work or do whatever the drug action is and be safe. The upper limit is the most that they can have and it be safe and not toxic. So if you're at or in between those two numbers that we're going to figure out, that is going to be the safe zone. Anything outside of those numbers, whether it be lower or higher, is not safe. So what we're going to do is the first step is we're going to find the safe zone. Then we're going to go to the order, and depending on what it's asking us, because we're going to see if the dose is safe. So we'll use, remember what I said, those words? This says day. So we need to see is the order dose. So it says doses every 12 hours. So we'll use that part, okay? When you figure it out for your safe zone. So after we do the safe zone, we'll go to our dosing and see if that's safe, and then we'll find out how much to give to the patient if it is safe. All right? So boom. Let's take our limits. So 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per day. Okay. So we have our patient's weight is in pounds. So we need it in kilograms because the kilograms have got to go, right? Boom, boom. Now we'll put our patient's weight, which is 25 pounds over 1. Boom, boom. Now look, remember I told you that we're trying to find out how many milligrams per dose. Right now is milligrams per day. So it says that it's divided into 12, into even doses every 12 hours. So if you do 24 divided by 12, that means in one whole day, there are 2 doses. So in one day, there are 2 doses. So days will cross out, and this is going to tell you how many milligrams per dose will be safe. Exactly. So that's how you know when to use the frequency in questions. So stop looking at these problems and reading them and shutting them down. You know what I'm saying? You got to come on, because I need y'all. I'm tired. I got to go to work tomorrow night. I took off Friday night for KK's birthday, but we short, we stabbed, we tired. We need y'all. Come on, y'all got to pass this dosage. Come on now, come on. We're not gonna let these little children punk us. So. It says round to the nearest 10 for the end part, but I got 14.2 milligrams per dose. So that is the least amount. So we'll do the same thing. Yep, in my face, that's how I had to do Gigi. Like, you better come on, sit down, and you talk through your teeth. That's how you know you mean business. So now we're gonna do this upper limit. So 5.5 kilograms per day. Okay. Boom, 1 kg, 2.2 pounds. All right, 25 pounds over 1. Boom, boom. And then in one day, there are 2 doses. My thing was acting crazy. All right, so that's going to give us how many milligrams per dose? So 5.5 times 25 divided by 2.2 divided by 2. So that's going to be 31.25. Let's round it to the nearest tenth. So let's do 31.3 milligrams per dose. Okay. So we have found what is considered to be safe by our safe dose range. So 14.2 through 31.3. Okay, so this is the safe zone. Okay, so now that we got how much that is safe in one dose, okay, remember we had per day, but we need to figure out per dose. So you go back to your order. So this is 40.5 milligrams. So that is one dose of 40.5 milligrams twice a day. Okay, so in the whole day you'll do what, 81, but in one dose it is 40.5. So 40.5 milligrams is ordered in one dose. Your safe zone is 14.2 through 31.3. Is this considered a safe dose? Go on, baby D. Go on, baby. Go on. Go ahead. See, please tell me why you let these children jack you up by your shirt. I'm like, fight back. Fight back. Get out. All you got to do, Your safe zone. Look at your dose. Is it safe or not? And because this is not safe, I'm not going to even see about how much I'm going to draw up. What I'm going to do is pick up the phone and call the doctor and tell them, hey, this is not safe. Okay, skintellectual. So my motto is the more steps that you take, the more mistakes you're likely to make. So I don't touch I don't convert anything dimensional analysis problem, because the math is going to math inside the problem. As long as you have your elements lined up and crossed out, then those numbers will take care of itself. I'm not going to stop, and I'm not going to. So what if I make a mistake when I do 25 pounds? What if I multiply it by 2.2 instead of dividing it? What if I don't add enough decimals? What if I round? So, and then what I round it to is different than what you put in ATI or HESI or what your teacher has on their answer key. So that messes up your answer. So I let the math do the math on the inside, and I take as less steps. I do have a practice worksheet. If you go to my website, www.abrntutoring.com/resources, it's some stuff on there. Look at me. I told you I'm trying. I'm getting there. I'm working on my workbook, so it's coming. See, I'm not the only one who works. Okay, Glenda, don't do that. Don't do that. You know what? You just worry about these little children that you letting punk you out. You're not gonna punk me out. I've been working hard. You're welcome. I think that's what messes me up. We had to convert first. Yeah. And I mean, it's an extra step. Like if they're asking you, because sometimes they break those problems down to, it's like, well, what is the weight? And then you have to convert it. But if you don't convert right, then it can mess up your answer. But I don't like to change nothing. I like to just line up my units. I know everything that crosses out needs to be gone except for what I'm looking for, and boom, you in the money. You can't go wrong if you cross your units out. Okay, so this one is a little hard, but I love them. Micrograms per kilogram per minute. All right, a patient is receiving drug T, IV, at 15 mLs per hour. The patient weighs 90 kilograms, and you're supplied with 400 milligrams and 250 milliliters of normal saline. How many micrograms per kilogram per minute is the patient receiving? All right, so what we're going to do is find what our goal is. Micrograms on the top and kilograms per minute, right? So, what are our puzzle pieces? We have 15 milliliters an hour. We have 90 kilograms, and it's by itself. And we also have 400 milligrams and 250 mLs, okay? So now we need to get micrograms on the top and kilograms in minutes on the bottom. So remember, we're not doing any kind of math right now. So don't be scared, okay? Don't be afraid. We're just doing it the exact same way. We're finding what we're looking for and everything else crossing out. So we're needing micrograms on the top. I always start with what I'm looking for, but there's not a microgram to be found. But I know that I can do a conversion between a microgram and a milligram, which I do have, okay? So I'll do 1,000 micrograms is 1 milligram. So I've already got my microgram. Boom. So now I got milligrams at the bottom. So I'll use this puzzle piece. So 400 milligrams over 250 mLs. Milligrams crosses out. Now I've got milliliters at the bottom. I need milliliters at the top. I'll use this puzzle piece. So 15 ml per hour. Milliliter crosses out. And now I've got hours. I need minutes. So I'll do 1 hour is 60 minutes. Hours crosses out. And so now I've got another part of my goal. Last is kilograms. So I have kilograms, right? Boom. So I need it at the bottom though. I don't need it at the top. So I'll do 90 kilograms and I'll put my 1 at the top this time, okay? I'm telling you, this is the easy way. People are like, well, I like desired or ratio or wood, boop, boop. I hadn't did not one piece of math until now. And I'm finished. Everything on the bottom needs to cross out with what's on the top except for our goals. And now you have micrograms per kilo. Mr. Slater, I love you, Tara. How you doing? That's my guy. That's my friend since college. So why did I put the 90 on the bottom? Because I needed kilograms on the bottom. Because that's part of my goal. So I had micrograms on the top, kilograms, and minutes on the bottom. So here's your micrograms, here's your minutes, and here's your kilograms. That's why it's important to identify what you're looking for right after you read the problem so that you can set up your problem so that the units will cross out and that you get your setup that you're looking for. And that's how you do dimensional analysis. Nothing more, nothing less. It could all be so simple, but you rather make it hard. It could be so simple. And y'all letting these little children run y'all around the playground. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like it. And so I got 4.4444. Okay. So if we rounded this to the nearest whole number, what would our answer be? You so silly. Could be so silly. We be making stuff hard, man. 4 micrograms per kilogram per minute. Yes. So, okay. If y'all had this on a problem or had this problem on a test, do you think that you can do it now? Tara, we know that you're the math master. Look, I'm trying to show them the easy way to do it. The 5 and up rule. Yes, exactly. Yes, but slowly. Well, that's fine, Fumi. Just as long as you get it. What the song says, I don't care how you get there when you can. Okay? So, yeah. Yeah, I love math too. It's really addicting to me. Like, I'll see people posting, like, I need to know how to do it. And I'm just like, oh, I got to solve it. It's like I learn it, then don't remember it when I get to the test, and you have bad test taking anxiety. Well, I mean, it's you against the test. You know what I'm saying? You got to go in there with a sound mind. Fear is not from God. Anxiety is not from God. Get you some lavender. That helped me with my nerves when I took the test. I'm strong, but I'm not confident. Yes. Yeah, well, practice the lives, practice in problems, so that, you get faster, you get more efficient, you get, like, okay, boom, 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 boom. That's what makes you better. That's what helps you progress. So it's not like, studying with me is cool every Sunday and Wednesday, boom, but you got to be doing some stuff on your own too. And that's what gets you into the pattern of setting these things up, of looking for different words and different keys, and cues, and, different problems, because my stuff is kind of like to the point, but some of those problems are like beefed up with fluff. So I'm trying to make it more fluffy fluffed. So we can eliminate. All right, so like this one, drug aura. 1.75 grams IV piggyback to infuse over 90 minutes. Drug R is available from the pharmacy as 1.75 grams and 250 milliliters of normal saline. The patient is receiving a primary infusion of 0.9% sodium chloride at 70 milliliters per hour. What will the nurse set the IV pump, which is milliliter per hour, to administer the dose of drug aura? That's how somebody's grandmama said it. Drug aura. Okay, so what is our goal? That's the first step that's the first step that we take. Milliliter per hour, because that's what it asks for, right? We got IV pump. Ding, ding, ding. All right, exactly. So remember what I said. If it's not asking for a milligram, a milliequivalent, a gram, a microgram, all that does not matter. So we need to figure out how much of drug R are we giving. So it's to be IV piggyback. So IV piggyback just simply means that there is an infusion that is already running. You ever heard of a piggyback ride where like you see a little kid, since y'all be scared of them, they be on your shoulders? Okay, I'm gonna get off. But seriously, that's what the piggyback is. So you have normal saline right here that's infusing as your primary line. So your piggyback is going to go in and the primary is going to cut off, okay? And once that primary is going to be lower than the piggyback. So once the piggyback infuses, then the primary starts back. So guess what is fluff? This primary line. It don't make no sense whatsoever that they put this in this problem because it has nothing to do with the price of tea in China, all right? So now we need to figure out how much, which is going to be milliliters. So it says that it's available in 250 mLs. So boom, that's your volume over 90 minutes. That's your time. We need to have milliliter over hours. So hours needs to be at the bottom. So we'll put our 60 minutes over 1 hour. Minutes crosses out and now we have goal. Why doesn't that matter? Are you talking about the primary infusion? Why doesn't it matter? 250 times 60 divided by 90. Because it asked you, what will the nurse set the IV pump to administer the dose of drug R? It already told you that, well, hold on, you can't see it. Because I scratched it out because it was fliggity flabberdabbit fluff. All right, so it already told you that this is going at 70 milliliters per hour. Okay. But that's not drug R. We need to figure out drug R, which is to be given IV piggyback over 90 minutes, and it comes in a 250 ml bag. Do you understand now? Fluff. Uh-huh. How long does a nursing student have to answer a question like this on the exam? That's a good question. How long y'all got on y'all test? Because sometimes they were timed for us and then sometimes they weren't. I think that can contribute to anxiety as well. Tara, you gotta come over. You haven't been over here in a while. Come on over. 1 hour. I used the whole 2 hours and for 20 questions. Okay, Goldie. 2 minutes per question. All right. I'll test her an hour. Okay. All right. So if this was rounded to the nearest whole number, what would our answer be? Mm-hmm. 167. Yes. Okay. Okay. He asked the question about how many are on there and somebody was like 50. And I was like, I don't see 50 emails anywhere. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes they round to like the nearest whole number and sometimes they round to the nearest tenth. So it just depends on what the question, like ATI or HESI or their teacher made, problems, ask for. So 167 mLs per hour. I just typically leave it. And then like I've been trying to incorporate more rounding practice on the live reviews and breakdowns. So yeah. Okay. So what is this? Reconstitution. This is another thing that have people in a chokehold. All right. So I guess secret sauce, whatever you want to say, to solving this is you concentrate on the concentration. So it doesn't matter how much is in the vial. It doesn't matter how many grams is in the vial. It doesn't matter how much water, sterile, bacteriostatic water, normal saline, whatever type of diluent you're adding. We want to know how many milligrams per milliliter, how many milliequivalents per milliliter, units per milliliter, however many whole pieces of drugs is floating around the diluent, okay? That's what you use. All the other stuff is fluff. All right. So drug X, 250 mgs, excuse me, IV every 6 hours. Direction on the label states to add 1.8 milliliters of sterile water to the 500 milligram vial, which will make the concentration of approximately 225 milligrams per milliliter. How many milliliters will you administer? Okay, so we are looking for ml. That is our goal. Okay, so we have ordered 250 mgs. That's per dose, right? And then we have a concentration of this. This don't matter. If we're just calculating one dose, that don't matter. And this definitely don't matter because, okay, that's how much is in the vial. We want to know this right here. 225 milligrams per ml. So we're looking for ml. We're going to take this puzzle piece and we're going to flip it. We're going to do ml on the top and 225 milligrams on the bottom. Then we've got milligrams on the bottom. We need milligrams on the top. 250 milligrams. Y'all, Mr. Slater is a teacher. I'm kind of nervous. Like, this is his area. I'm like, oh, why are you on my live? I feel like I'm being critiqued. All right, so 1.1111111. So if we rounded this to the nearest tenth, what would our answer be? It's DRC. I go live on Wednesday nights and Sunday nights, so twice a week. And I also do private tutoring and small group tutoring. Yep. 1.1 exactly mLs to get to the patient. Okay, drops per minute. Here we go. You're welcome. You're doing great. I'm very intrigued. This is real life application. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, drops per minute. You said leave it alone. Leave what alone? This problem? All right. Order 1.5 liters of normal saline to infuse over 8 hours. On hand is IV tubing with a drop factor of 20 drops per milliliter. Calculate the flow rate in drops per minute. Okay. The goal is the drops over the minutes. Okay. Boom. So now we need to put our puzzle pieces. No, I had the last question wrong. Why did you have the last question wrong for me? We said concentrate on the concentration. You had used how many milligrams was in the vial, didn't you? Nope. Glenda said, I hear it now. Focus. That is not what I said, Glenda. I said concentrate on the concentration. Oh, you said 1.0. Okay, then. Cool. I wish you nursing students best. Carlene, awesome for doing this. Nursing school is no joke. No, it is not. It is not a joke. Thank you. Thank you, Taro. Text me later. You have to come over soon. Okay. So so we got 1.5 not mLs. We got big L, all right? Big L over 8 hours. So that's how long it is to infuse. And then we have a drop factor of 20 drops per ml. So we know that the drop factor is in the little chamber. How many drops in the chamber will it take to administer 1 milliliter of fluid? Okay. So now we want drops on the top and minutes on the bottom, right? So we'll use this. Drops, 20 drops over ml. So now we got milliliter on the bottom. We need milliliter on the top, right? We don't have milliliters. We have liters. But we know that we can do a conversion. So I know that 1,000 milliliters is 1 liter. Milliliters cross out. Now I've got liters on the bottom. So I'll do my 1.5 liters over 8 hours. Liters crosses out. And now I have hours on the bottom. I need minutes on the bottom. So we'll do 1 hour is 60 minutes. Are y'all catching on to this? Is it making more sense as we continue to go on? I hope it is. Because I'm tired. I need y'all. Come on. I want to see y'all and y'all all white in your nurses caps and with your cute pumps on and your gold balloons that say aura in. Aura. So this is or LPN, bruh. Yes, with your nursing lamps and your penning ceremonies. Come on, nurses cometh. Nurses cometh. I love you too. I appreciate y'all. I ain't even met you, and I love you. I love you with the love of God. I promise you, I do. So our answer is 62.5, right? And have you ever gone to the kitchen and seen half a drop drip out the faucet? So we have to we have to round to the nearest whole number. So what will be our answer? 63 drops per minute. Is it gotas de minuto? Eh. All right, all right, all right. Here's another one. Another one. D5 have normal saline with 20 milliequivalents KCl, which is potassium chloride per liter, to infuse at 80 milliliters per hour. On hand is IV tubing with 15 drops per milliliter drop factor. Calculate the flow rate in drops per minute. So what is our goal? That's the first thing we look for is this. So drops on the top and minutes on the bottom, okay? So what do we have? Puzzle piece. Look like we got a whole bunch of fluff that we have to weed through, right? So listen, okay, all that part right there, that's important for when you're on the floor because you need to know what type of fluid and this and that and the third and la 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 blah blah blah, all right? So remember, we said we need to know how much over how long. Ain't that what that is? So do fluff. Okay? So we got 80 milliliters per hour. And we have a drop factor of 15 drops per milliliter. We need drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. So we'll use this one. 15 drops per ml times 80 mLs over 1 hour. Milliliters is gone. So we use both of them and we've got hours on the bottom. So I'll do 1 hour is 60 minutes. I want y'all to fly through these things just like that. I want you to be slashing units left and right. And I want y'all to be over there getting it. I want you to have confidence and know that you know this stuff because you can do it. You can do it. Dosage can be intimidating if you're not taught properly, but that's why we own TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram just in case they take us off of TikTok. A+RN. So yeah, 20 drops per minute. And we don't have to round this one because it was a whole number. What y'all think about that one? It was fluffed up, wasn't it? That was fluffed up. Nice. Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's do this one. And then I'm going to add in maybe a peds dose. You're welcome. Another peds dose and a heparin. And then we'll be done. Okay. So a nurse is preparing to administer drug K, 15 milligrams per kilogram per day by mouth, divided into equal doses every 8 hours to a patient who weighs 120 pounds. Excuse me. Drug K is available as 125 milligrams per milliliter. How many milliliters should the nurse administer per dose? And we round it to the nearest whole number. So what is our goal? Our goal is to find milliliter per dose. So ml over dose. Now, what do we have in our problem? This is a weight-based problem, so PPP, your patient's weight, your prescription, and the product, okay? So our patient's weight is 120 pounds. Boom, boom. And then the prescription is 15 milligrams per kilogram per day, okay? And so that's the total per day. We need to find milliliter per dose. So then it says in divided doses every 8 hours. So we need to figure out how often, right? That's the frequency. So we know that 24 divided by 8 is 3 doses. So in one day, there are 3 doses. Okay? Now, the last P was your product, which is 125 milligrams per 5 ml. Okay? Boom. So now, if we're looking for milliliters, we need to use the puzzle piece with milliliters in it. That's right there. So we're going to flip it, 5 mLs over 125 milligrams. Okay? We've got, okay, we use that. We've got milligrams on the bottom. We need milligrams on the top. So we'll do 15 milligrams per kilogram per day. Milligrams crosses out. That was that one. It's gone. So once you use a puzzle piece, know that you can't use it again, okay? You can't separate it and you can't reuse it, but you can flip it, okay? Now we got kilogram and day on the bottom. Neither one of those can stay because we need dose. So we'll do kilogram first since it's first. So our patient's weight is in pounds. So we'll do our 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. Kilograms crosses out. Now we'll do 120 pounds. It's not by with anybody. It's by itself. It's single. All right. So we'll put it over 1. Now we've got day left. And we need dose. So we'll use this one. In one day, there are 3 doses. Days crosses out, and now we have milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom. Goal. Okay. Portia, you beat me. All right. Let's do 5 times 15 times 120 times 1 divided by 125 divided by 2.2 divided by 3. And that is going to be 10.9. And it says to round to the nearest whole number. So if we rounded this to the nearest whole number, what will our answer be? Lem. 11. All right, milliliters per dose. Can you, yeah, hold on. Can I explain, hey Bella, where I got the 3 doses from? Okay, so look, I get the 3 doses part from this part, which is called the frequency. So it says that this part is how much you would give in the entire day, but it says we have to divide it in equal doses every 8 hours. So if you do 24 hours in the entire day divided by every 8 hours, that means you'll have 3 doses. So in one day, there are 3 doses. Does that make sense? You're most welcome. So just like if it said every if it said every 6 hours, then if it said every 6 hours, then that would be 24 divided by 6, which is 4 doses. If it was every 4 hours, then that'd be 6 doses. If it was every 12 hours, that'd be 2 doses. What was the answer? I don't know. Hold on. Which one we were doing? It was 11. All right, so somebody asked me for a Heparin question, so we'll do dots. And this one is actually being titrated, so that's 2 birds with 1 stone, cool. All right. I let the southern part slip out every now and then. Your patient's recent PTT is 42. According to the protocol, you need to increase the heparin drip by 2 units per kilogram per hour and administer 30 units per kilogram IV bolus. You will recheck the PTT in 6 hours, and the patient is currently receiving the drip at 16 units. Don't make that face. 16 units per kilogram per hour from a bag that reads 25,000 units per 250 mLs. The patient weighs 163 pounds, how many units will the patient receive as a bolus? And what will you change the flow rate to? Fix your face. Fix your face now. So let's go through it, okay? So we know that heparin is an anticoagulation drug. So with anticoagulation drug, fool me. See, y'all were doing good. Come on now. Come on. All right, okay. All right, we're gonna go through it, okay? It's giving Charlie Brown womp womp. I play too much. You asked for it. Like I mean, I just no, you stay right here. What's that? Kill Bill, you stay right there, Sophie. All right, the patient's recent PCT is 42. So when you doing heparin, you have to either do a PTT or an anti-10A, so you can see how much of the drug. It's me, not heparin problem. So you have to see how much of the drug is in the blood to make sure that it's not too much, which will cause your patient to bleed out. Come back here. And then if it's not enough, you're going to form the clots, right? So this is just saying that they have heparin running already at 16 units per kilogram an hour. Okay, see, it says it's currently receiving that. So because it's not enough heparin in the blood, we have to give them a little boost, which is going to be your bolus. Because remember on the previous lives, I told you what a bolus was. It's just a one-time administration of drug or fluid or tube feedings, just one time, right? So we have to give them a bolus. So we got to give them 30 units per kilogram per bolus, right? So that's how much we have to give them. Boom. All right. And then we have to increase that rate to maintain the level. So it's telling us that it's going at 16 units per hour, but we have to increase it by 2 units. So 16 units plus 2 units is how much? Okay, so that is going to be our new rate. So it says what we're going to change the flow rate to. So we're going to change it to 18 units per kilogram per hour. That was not hard at all, right? So we're going to figure out what that is going to be on the pump in a second. I just wanted to kind of clarify, like, this is what this means. So we also need to figure out how many units they will receive as from the bolus. All right. So the bolus says that they need 30 units per kilogram. So if we're looking for units, we're going to start with units, right? So we need 30 units per kilogram, and we have a patient that weighs 163 pounds, okay? So if we're looking for units, we start with units. So 30 units. I can't believe all y'all ran away from me like that. I thought we was making good progress. Y'all supposed to be trusting me, man. I ain't gonna lead you astray. So we got kilograms on the bottom. So we need our kilograms on the top. Okay. Boom. Crosses out. And now we got our 163 pounds. I mean, y'all ran. Left me behind. I can't believe it. All right. 30 times 163 divided by 2.2. So they will get 2,222.7 units. Okay. Nah, bro, this here is wrong. It's not wrong. It's just a lot of words. But that's why we just broke it up to see what it is. Somebody's got to look to still. Oh my gosh. So that's how many units they will get on the bolus. Okay. Do y'all see how we set it up? For real. All jokes aside. Because y'all play too much. You play too much. Play too much. Okay. So that's how you do the bolus part. All right. So we figured out that 16 plus 2 was 18. So now we need to figure out what we got to change our IV pump to. So we figured out how many units to give as the bolus, and know that the unit and the bolus, the drip and the bolus are two separate entities. So when we're figuring out the new rate, that has nothing to do with this part right here. We've already figured that out. So we need to know what we're going to set our IV pump, which is milliliter per hour, right? So our patient's weight is PPP. Remember, patient's weight, your prescription, which is your order, and then your product. All right. Yes, it's more because we got to set the flow rate. Yeah. So, you know what? I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. Heparin does not have to be scary. It's not scary. Y'all just saw all these words and y'all ran. Anywho, so we're looking for milliliters. So we'll start with our mLs. 250. It didn't write it. Over 25,000 units. I'm not even finna look up. I'm just gonna write on my screen and solve this problem. 18 units. Because I gotta put my units on the top. All right, and they cross out. Now we got our weight. So we'll do 1 kg over 2.2 pounds, and then we'll put our 163 pounds. And kgs cross out, pounds cross out, and you're left with milliliter per hour. I ain't looking at y'all. I'm not looking. I can't believe this. I cannot. Are y'all even gonna answer it? Are y'all gonna try this one? I mean, you asked me. 13.33. So if we rounded this to the nearest whole number, she said no. Sorry. Checked out. Oh, okay. See, there we go. 13. Exactly. Thank you. It wasn't even that hard. It just looked intimidating. But y'all know things. You know things. That was not exactly. That wasn't that bad. It was not that bad. Okay. Well, it's 9:20. Yes, you will use this in the hospital. Because I often check and recheck and triple check my heparin, because if you get them too much and they start bleeding on the inside, and ooh. Okay, so pharmacology tidbit. Yeah, it's late. We're not gonna do any more heparin, and that just drove y'all over the edge. So, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So, what was I about to say? Yes, if you have too much, then you're gonna bleed out. If you don't have enough, then you're gonna form the clots. So, yeah, I do check and make sure the weight that's in the computer is right, and make sure the rate is going what it's supposed to be set on the IV pump. When you're in the hospital, it normally takes 2 nurses to sign off on the heparin rate. Like when you start it, if you change a bag or if you change the rate. So like when you're looking at the PTT or the anti-XA factor, and when you need to titrate it, because titrate it just simply means you're gonna change it. So it's a big word, big scary word. All right. So when you're going to titrate the drip or change it, then you have to have 2 nurses to check off on it and make sure that it's indeed what it is that it's supposed to be. Yep. I can't believe y'all did me like this. How am I going to remember this? What you mean? Oh, nightmares. You're welcome, DC Cheetah. Like, because everybody else is just, I mean, I can't believe, I cannot. God dog it. I was trying to show y'all the site. So if you go to ABRN, well, here, let's do this. Dookie. She said, how am I going to remember this? So this is on my tablet, so you can't really see it. Oh, it's me. Okay, hold up. So if you go to abrntutoring.com and you go to this top part next to the plans and the pricing, like for tutoring, boom, and press resources. If you put your email address in there, then it will pull up some worksheets and practice problems and kind of like a presentation of dimensional analysis to explain how to do it. Those study sheets have exactly how you set it up and cross it out on each problem. From like the simplest metric conversion to like the harder ones. So if y'all like to take advantage of those resources, that is on my website. I'm working on my ebook, my workbook to also facilitate practice and breakdown and maybe some courses too. So yeah, you can print them. They're PDF format. So you sure can print them. Yep. So Fumi, the blood products. Are you talking about like how you're gonna remember how to do heparin? Uh-oh. Is that what you mean? No, that was Paris. I'm sorry. It wasn't Fumi. It was. Both of y'all asking questions. Anyways, you will remember it. So like it'll be drilled into your head. Once you get to the unit, like you're not gonna be just by yourself, like just doing stuff. As a new nurse, you will have support. You will have preceptors, you will have continuing education. You're gonna be part of your groups or your units messaging, and they're gonna always send you out plenty of communication. Don't forget to do this, do this, do that. Nurses need to do this and do that. Also, when you do it, because we use Cerner, and the way that you scan your MAR and you initiate the heparin, it will have a place on there and it says it needs to be witnessed. So you have to have a witness on certain things. Like some chemo drugs, we have to have a witness for. And the heparin, when you initiate it, change your bag or change your rate. And like before you can like click out of it to like say that it was given, you have to have another witness. So that means that you got to go get your nurse. You're like, oh, I forgot. So you'll remember it. And the more that you do it, the more that it becomes routine and just common knowledge. So like, don't fear. And that's what I want to tell everybody. It's like when you start school, I mean, not start school, you start working after you get done with school, you're not expected to know everything. They know that you're a new grad. Like they know that you are a new grad. Okay, so there are programs in place to get you up to speed. Okay, good night, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you.